Sounds of Terrell Rogers. Been good. He's been good to me. Time for me to get up, get on out of here. About to make room for the open line where you got to have an open mind. Y'all get ready. Very interesting show on today. Here's Castro Coleman, highly favored. He did it for me.
Do something with a Motown feel. Yeah, you know that old school sound.
You ready? All right.
The Open Line Radio Show is heard exclusively from 9 to 11 a.m. every Wednesday on your community superstation for South Louisiana. KIEE 88.3.
Hi fans, this is your favorite actor. When I am in the Lafayette area, I listen to the Open Line Radio Show with Sister Kadisha and Brother Jay. Heard exclusively on KIEE 88.3, your superstation for South Louisiana.
The Open Line Radio Show is supported in part by Finders Keepers Home Improvement Store, the place with your residential hardware needs, small engines, outdoor power equipment, bathroom accessories, electronics, lighting, plumbing, and everything in between. Located in the Southern Development Office Building at 1006 Surrey Street, Lafayette. Telephone 337-780-8149. That's Finders Keepers Home Improvement.
You are now tuned into my man, Brother Jay, and our conscious sister, bringing the people the knowledge on the Open Line Radio Show on 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana. 88.3
Hello, community.
FM.
This is your host, Brother Jay. You are now in tune to the #1 radio show in South Louisiana, the Open Line Radio Show with our sister Khadijah, and you, the listeners, look and listen also on AOC Community Media, Cox 15, and LUS Fiber Channel 3. Lafayette, we are streaming live on KIEEFM.com. That's KIEEFM.com. The views and opinions expressed.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Open Line. I'm Brother Jay. I'll be here with my co-host, Sister Khadijah. Stay tuned and relax for the Open Line on KIEE 88.3, your superstation. Welcome to the Open Line on KIEE 88.3, your superstation. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of KIEE 88.3 staff or management. Thanks for listening.
We are interactive and live. Call us at area code 337-534-0036. That's 337-534-0036. On the Open Line Radio Show on KIEE 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana.
I just want to ask a question. Who really cares? Save the world. Live life for the children. Such a bad way to live. Who is to blame when we can't stop living? Oh, live for life, but to live everybody. Live life on. kiss. Who's willing to try? Yeah, to save a world. Yeah, save our sweet world. Save a world that is destined to die.
It's summer, and it's hot at KIEE 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana. We have the hottest talk and informational shows on the air, heating it up for the community. Tune in every Wednesday for the Open Line Radio Show with Brother Jay and Sister Khadijah. Tune in on Fridays for Business to Business with Mr. June Andrus. On Saturday morning, educate and get informed on the latest technology and entertainment news with Brother Jay on the People's Tech and Entertainment Show. Yes, it's hot and it's summer, so stay cool with your favorite talk and informational shows here on KIEE 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana. Listen online. Go to KIEEFM.com. That's KIEEFM.com.
All right, summer's here. Let's all cheer. For music and fun in the sun, tune in now. Don't miss out on our radio show, Let's Go. With beats so hot you'll never stop, dancing to the rhythm of the night. So come on down and gather round for a summer of music and delight. Summertime in Me with 88.3.
Hotep Pabarigani, assalamu alaikum. How y'all doing out there this morning? Well, it's another gorgeous day, and you know what I'm saying. It's a gorgeous day every day. Whenever you get the opportunity to pick up your hands, move part of your body, just enjoy life to the fullest. I would like to always mention that please get your colonoscopy checked. Please do a colonoscopy. Also, mammogram, women, get your mammogram because you don't necessarily have to feel something to know that something is wrong. When they check you through these x-rays and through these MRIs and through all this stuff, well, they could tell that something is not right. And, you know, we as black women, black people in general, we don't have a really good history when it comes down to doctors and everything. But the way I see, you know, they've been doing what they can do, and they've been helping you out as much as I can see from experience. So just do yourself, your children a favor, and go ahead and get a colonoscopy. Go ahead and get a mammogram, and just try to enjoy life to the fullest and enjoy your family and friends. Brother Jay?
Good morning, Sister Khadijah. Good morning, running a late. What's new always, Sister Khadijah? We want to thank the staff and management of Southern Development, Mr. John Freeman and Mr. Charles, for helping facilitating these wonderful talk shows. You heard our summer promo. Listen to the hottest talk show, and this is the station to listen to, 88.3 FM. Salute to our media partners, AOC Community Media. Take advantage of free media. Please support AOC. They have a membership drive, 365 days a year. So please and check them out. Shout out to Brother Shaheed with Finders Keepers. Always got our back all the time. Sister Khadijah, so much going on in the news. We want to violence in the community.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Well, yeah. Well, you forgot to mention our spectacular attorney.
She could be on the line at 9:30.
She's gonna be on the line at 9:30. Okay. Well, we rolling. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, we want to give our condolences to the family of the 3-year-old that was shot in New Iberia.
Oh,
and
yes.
I'm gonna pull up the GoFundMe account. There's a GoFundMe account. We want to certainly support the family because it's hard. You got a child shot in the head by a drive-by shooting. Please put the guns down. It doesn't make any sense.
So it was a drive-by shooting. I didn't really.
Yeah, it was a drive-by.
It was
according to the
drive-by
press.
Okay.
Yeah, according to the press.
Oh, I thought maybe she had found or was in there with one of her relatives. But you're saying.
Well, according to the news report, but it's still tragic that a child gets shot.
Oh yes.
You know, we still at the end of the day.
No matter how you look at it.
Sister Khadijah, the young man that's missing that they found, well, they didn't find him. They found his car. I have her name. But please support the family. If you have any information on the whereabouts of the young man that you saw it on the news report, you saw it on social media, please report to your local law enforcement or the family to find out what happened to the young man. We're having so many of these things happen left and right, Sister Khadijah.
Yes, indeed. And it's, again, we're the choir. We are the choir.
And I want to say one more thing. We have a family member, the Open Line family member, Brother Antonio Jackson. His wife underwent some eye surgery, and they have a GoFundMe account because to make up for what happened with that. That was a major surgery of her eyes, and she's having some real bad trouble. So please support Brother Antonio Jackson. He's always out there in the community. He's a member of this family. He's been a guest many times on this show.
Yes, indeed.
Antonio Jackson, look him up on Facebook, and he'll point you to the link to the GoFundMe page for his wife's eye surgery, and that was, and I think she's a professional, she's a nurse, and to have to go through that's a big dent in the family structure,
Yes, it really is. It really is. Yes, it really is, and yes, whatever we could do.
Yeah, technically, Sister Khadijah, we out on the air, but these meters haven't been working for a good while.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, with this output. So, in case you guys watching, we're going to say, let AI do it.
I don't even think we need to even
keep calm, let AI do it. I got some T-shirts, girl.
I don't think we even need to go with that AI stuff. Because
well, we're going to go on Saturday morning. We'll talk about it because it's here, Khadijah. Actually, the new report came out that they're working on what you call super intelligence. And they are so afraid of this because they could program it to the point it starts writing program and thinking it's not really thinking, but writing programs smarter than the human beings can comprehend. And they're worried about it will destroy the world in the future. So that's an ongoing subject. Google it. It's not no made-up stuff. All the experts who's involved in computer, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, the guy that got Facebook, they're worried about that.
Well, I know they're talking about it just about every day in the news. And that's to keep putting fear in you. I tell you one thing, you could go ahead and look up AI and tell them, well, what is pain? And it could give you their blatant description of what pain is. But ask them what type of pain it is when you're having a baby. Where they going to find that out, huh?
Well, you can simply eliminate you because you become an infection to the human race on this planet. That's they take on it. Keep calm, let AI do it.
Yes. And don't forget to get in touch with Miss Linda Cockrell. Linda Cockrell with the VUB, Veterans Upward Bound Program. VUB, the Veterans Upward Bound Program, and that's for all honorable discharge veterans. All honorable discharge veterans. And what they do is that they bring you into remedial assignments, like with things that we should know, such as math. They teach you math. They teach you science, English, computer technology.
AI.
I don't know. I don't know if they've gone to AI that fast.
Your phone uses AI. I'm trying to convince Sister Khadijah that we need AI for good things.
Okay, well, yeah, if it's good. And Miss Linda, telephone number is 337-482-5835. 337-482-5835. And they have a superb staff. They just treat veterans really good and everything, and that's idea. If you don't know something when it comes down to the classes that you're in there, they'll pull you off aside or work with you, and you could go into the office at different times and do your assignment and everything like that. That in itself is ideal.
There's a lot. This political season, there's a lot of candidates running for office. The field is starting to get more crowd. Starting to get crowded earlier than usual. You know.
Yes.
Given
it really
the long,
is.
The long progression to the election. Let's start on the national level. Your ex-president, wow, I could say something positive about him, Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
Well, he's a record-setting president. No other president has got indicted once, twice, possibly a third time. Got impeached twice. While if that's a positive, well, let's celebrate it. You know, that goes out to all the Republicans. Y'all got a record-setting president. Who sets records like that?
You know what? Some things you could say on the radio.
Well, that's a compliment. When you have a record-setting president. How many people break records all the time?
Yes, but after so many times, how many times y'all gonna keep on trying to break that pony or break that horse? It just get to be too repetitious for me.
Well, that's a big news story. If we in the news gathering business, I'm still giving him a positive. He's a record-setting president. So anyway, moving on. God bless you, Sister Khadijah. Also, the issue with the state of Louisiana trying to deny people who have been legally exonerated of crimes, wrongfully accused and prosecuted and spent so many years in jail.
Oh, yes.
Well, there's an article out there, and this present attorney general has been fighting those who want to seek compensation for spending all them years in jail. I'm going to try to pull it up too, Sister Khadijah. I just had it on my page and so forth. And the problem with him, the attorney general, trying to block anything concerning the people who exonerated, shows the callousness and the hatefulness of this present person. And I'm saying it because it's wrong. On Fox8Live.com, it has an article talking about how the court ruled against the attorney general in a fight over exonerated inmate compensation. For Malcolm Alexander, a decades-long battle might be coming to an end. Actually, tears came to my eyes. I felt that it was finally over with. Alexander spent 38 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. He was released in 2018 after his 1979 rape conviction was overturned because of ineffective counsel, and DNA later proved wasn't responsible for the crime. About a year and a half after his release, with little money and most of his working years behind him, the Innocent Project of New Orleans filed a petition on Alexander's behalf. The petition asked the state of Louisiana to grant Alexander some of the money set aside in the Innocent Compensation Fund. The fund allows people who were wrongly convicted to receive $40,000 a year for up to 10 years. Now, Jeff Landry went to Attorney General Jeff Landry's office has fought against giving Alexander compensation, but that will likely soon change, according to the article. So it's an in-depth article. It's on Fox News 8 New Orleans. Fox News 8 New Orleans website. You got to read that, and that shows you how some people who profess to care about the people that they're governing really don't care about the right or wrong.
And you know what? And this has always been Louisiana history. No matter how you look at it, you remember right there from New Iberia, you had David Alexander and Harry Granger. They served over. It's about 31 years for a crime that they did not do when Iberia Parish, who was the sheriff at that time, he was rotten too. Iberia Parish.
That's
Iberia
G.
Parish.
Derry Watney.
Watney, that's who the sheriff was. That's right. Thank you so very much.
Yes, his son was later a state district judge in the 16th gate.
Okay, no, oh Lordy, Miss Claudia. But they done all that time for a crime that they did not do when they automatically knew who had done the crime. 60 Minutes with Ed Bradley came out to New Iberia, spoke with everyone, even spoke with some of the community activists, asking them what we knew, what we understood to be true. And till this day, they have been out for like maybe give or take 4 or 5 years.
No, longer than that.
Longer than that? Okay,
Yes,
well, they've been out longer than that. Yes. But they still have to pay monthly. They have to pay monthly fees, which is almost about $100 and something every month. They're going to be on probation for the rest of their lives. Now, tell me if that's not just just stupid. It's just so crazy. But y'all want to lock us up. And then when y'all find out that we innocent, y'all not even trying to compensate us, and it's not even coming out of your own bank account. You know, that's not nothing coming out of your account. That's the taxpayers, citizen monies that always get misused and misused. This time it would have been used correctly. But I'm gonna have to get in touch with Alexander and Granger to find out if what else is going on with their case, because you know they done 31, 32 years. And everything.
Yeah, that's troubling with all of these things that they was trying.
We have a call.
Matter of fact,
you're on. You're on, Carla.
Meneg.
Yeah. Yes, you're on.
Meneg, how come you leave me that long on that phone?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I plumb forgot about it.
Is somebody auntie on the phone?
You now?
I'm so sorry. We got it.
I called to tell you guys good morning, and I tell y'all that I love y'all.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning to you too.
Do you know this is your comedian?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, I love y'all. Have a good day.
All right.
Okay, thank you. I thought there was somebody auntie on the phone.
Yeah, and I definitely I apologize. You know,
yeah.
It's like when you get into the swing of things, you just forget things sometimes.
Right. There's another
shout out to you, my sister.
There's so many different things going on in this state. Again, we know here right now we have open mic till we get the lawyer on the line in a few minutes. There's the scandal with the 15 JDC is really exploding, especially in the media. The Advocate has a headline: less than 10 years apart, two bribery scandals rock the Lafayette DA office. Here's how it happened. So if you want to go read the article and do your own investigation.
They're talking about they're talking about Lafayette. How don't they forget New Iberia? That's for sure, because we just done a show showing some of the corrupt things in Iberia Parish with the former God dog it. I'm on medication, y'all. I'm on a lot of medication. It's just not clicking.
We were just going to do an AI abuse.
No, we ain't worrying about no AI. But with Acker, you know who I was talking about. You know, how he got away with thus, and can enjoy his retirement as we speak today. Also, we spoke about so many things going on in Iberia Parish. Go ahead.
You got a call, but I want to talk about this. Louisiana was ranked in the CNBC latest poll of the best states to do business with. And guess where Louisiana finished? 49th. 49th to do business it has an overall F ratings in a lot of categories within that. That's according to CNBC. Go to their website, CNBC, and you could do your own research. The article is posted on my Facebook page. Check it out.
Okay, caller, you're on. You have a question or a comment? You're on.
Yeah, I got a comment to your topic. Y'all talking about the laws and what they're doing to the black people is exactly what they designed them to do. See, we have to understand that the laws was to make sure that the bondage put on black people would not let them prosper. And as you notice, now the Republicans are saying defund the police for their top criminal, who is Trump. Every time they come up with a crime against Trump, now it's time to defund the police. As you notice, they're so-called tough on crime. Let you know it's only black crime they're talking about. White crime doesn't matter to them, which is causing the states that's putting them in poverty the most.
White collar.
Crime. But as long as they keep our black people incarcerated and in bondage, because once one of our family members go in jail, it hurts the whole family. Generational. From the parents to the children to the nieces and nephews. This is why they created this system after slavery, was to take our guidance of what we have to do. Because as you notice, everything we say need to be done, within 2 or 3 years, they start repeating. Our words, but when we use them, it's a crime. But when they use them, it's an excuse to these laws shouldn't make no sense. You know, I've been giving Trump his credit because he always said the FBI was criminals. Maybe we forget about all the great black leaders the FBI helped kill. So that's what I'm saying. Don't feel sorry for this system that really incarcerated and degraded the black people. Because now that it's being used on white people, now all of a sudden it's a problem. So we got to keep waking these people up, because you notice as they're afraid to be awoke, because they don't want nobody to see what's happening. They want us to stay blind. And today's black people, especially the youngsters, we are tired of it. We're not afraid of their laws and their bans they put against us. But that's to keep us hush. But y'all keep on talking what y'all talking, because that's the only way we wake up black people. And white people have to wake up, because what is costing them? Because, Jay, you said about Louisiana being number 49 and so say job creation, which is a lie. Louisiana is number 2 in poverty. And I'm not calling you a liar, Jay. I'm calling the system.
No, I'm saying that they last. They basically.
Everybody is leaving from Louisiana to go find a better job.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I keep talking about this, because this is what we have to wake up people about the injustice that they do to black people, and then make them like, oh, it's not about color. They don't see color and all that. Well, if that was the case, you wouldn't be making all these bills and bans and regulations against black people or people of color.
Yes.
And the Mexicans and the foreigners need to get with us and realize that whatever they've done to black people, it's not being done to them. They're not fighting with us. And I'm not calling you I'm calling
I'm saying they last. They basically.
All right. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, well, I was saying they were 49. They were last. So they're not making any jobs. They're not creating jobs. They're not bringing good businesses. They're just bringing businesses that exploit the state. So
you on? Yes, go ahead, caller.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call, and thank y'all for the job y'all doing.
Yes, sir.
Thank
But
you.
the caller was talking about the Republicans just now. I'm really an independent voter. Black Democrats need to get off of this kick about the Republicans. We don't bank with the Republicans. We bank with the Democrats, and the check come back insufficient for them every time we vote for them. We got Biden who's there, who's all elected because of blacks. We get nothing from the Democratic Party in Louisiana or anywhere across America. We get nothing. We elect zeros and we turn them into heroes. black people don't have a main grocery store. They can't buy a gallon of gas. If the white man say buy no gas, all of these black Mercedes Benz owners and BMW owners going to be walking and pushing them. So we talk about the crime that our children are committing. We causing that crime because we don't give them opportunity. You can't lead your people if you can't feed your people. And that's what we do it. We're trying to lead the people, and we can't afford to feed them. If you can't feed your dog, your neighbor will. And that's the same thing with human beings. We want to elect officials who cannot feed the people.
Yeah. Okay.
My comment.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
And in reference to what you're saying about we promote politicians on this station's a FCC governed station, and when it comes to politics and elections, we have to be fair. And if we get a request to interview them, we have to give all the candidates equal time. So it's not that I'm individually promoting a candidate. Every candidate comes in to give their opinion. Now, I can tell you what you need to do, my brother. Invest in wholly owned black media that controls its own destiny. Do like Roland Martin. Make your own media. I have several independent media platforms that I have always been working on for years. But when, as Sister Khadijah and I be on this station, we always do the show Live to Fight Another Day. We will not violate anybody's right to not come on the FCC control station. We're going to be fair and we'll be honest. But by doing these shows and being fair and being balanced, we get a chance to interview some great people. We have interviewed some people that other stations don't interview. We interviewed Dr. Malaya Karenga, the creator of Kwanzaa. All these great people came through some of the greatest interviews that we have done over the years. So when a person tells us don't interview a politician for the sake of what he perceived we are doing, we are not doing that. We are participating on a platform that gave us privilege to be on. So you have a balance. If we showing somebody that you might disagree one day, the next time we might have somebody you agree with. So I tell anybody who try to tell me what type of media they have, go out and create your own media. Purchase you some cameras, purchase you some internet, purchase you some software, and put your own platform up.
Well, I know. I wanted to say that when we had, it's in writing that we have to give each candidate ample time. We have to also send out a letter to the candidates, and not just a regular. You have to have like a certified letter. You have we had former Mayor Melinda Mitchell on. Now she's in the race for Senate District Number 22 with Hugh Andre and Blake McGee's. And I don't know if I'm missing somebody or not. But each one of them received the letter. Now, whether they came or not, we done what we were supposed to have done. But I just found out that Mr. Hugh Andrew, he didn't get his letter, right. and it's nothing else that we could do except like
have him on at a later date.
Yeah, later date. Carla, you're on.
I was just a caller, brother. I wanted to make sure I clear myself. I'm not asking you all not to interview because y'all do a great job at what you do. What I'm saying is, when we interview these people that we know is not doing right, we can't act as though it's not happening. And I don't hear your show all the time, and I'm over sure y'all make the correct calls. But you all have leaders in Lafayette. I'm seeing Judge Gary sign on black people properties right now. Judge Gary did everything but spit on black people for the last 4 years. And you see black people rallying behind him. And we have black leaders that is bringing no money to the black community. And we continuously vote for these people. We continuously support these people. I'm not talking about you, the station.
Right.
I'm talking about the black community.
Okay.
Put your focus off the Republican Party. Put your focus on where you bank. You bank with the Democratic Party, who have been using us since the conception of voting. We have to admit where we at. We get nothing from these people. If Governor Edwards come to Lafayette, the black men in our blues, I thought they were gay. They're ready to take pictures with a man that don't do a damn thing for us. And we black men like an animal, and did nothing about it.
Right.
And black men still stand on the side of him.
Yeah.
And then we talk about what the poor children do in the street. They're doing what they see us do.
Yes, sir.
Do nothing to benefit our community. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, and we're going to emphasize, Khadijah, we do question. We did bring guests on who questioned whether or not the governor knew about the cover-up. We had the young troopers called Cavalier.
Yeah, with Ronald Green.
So we do push these candidates when I think an interview is appropriate for me to have a balance without getting mad about something on a personal level. I look at this when I'm behind the mic as I'm a radio host, along with Sister Khadijah, and we try to follow the lead and be respectful. Now, some people, I might have a different political ideology, but when they're not on the air, I could express that. I'm not going to insult anybody who we welcome to come on the show. So it's a balance you got to have when you're on a FCC controlled radio. The other option would not to have a radio show.
Okay. Caller, you're on. Caller, you're on.
Yes, guys. I'm glad that caller called in and explained to y'all about the Democratic Party and about the people who follow the people who are always hurting us, like Josh Guillory. He buys certain blacks to come sell votes in our neighborhood, and we buy. And Sister Khadijah, you mentioned Blake Megas.
Yeah.
And he is the worst candidate to start off with, because what he's doing right now, and he got one of our black so-called leaders bringing him in the black neighborhood. This man doesn't care for black people, but he need our vote. You got Blake Megas sign all over in the black neighborhoods. Thanks to Shadu Lewis, who is selling our vote. And we got to cash these people out because, number one, this guy is damaging. He refused every right that was going to go to people of color. But now he needs people of color to win. And he's finding so-called black leaders, who are called tokens, to sell them the neighborhood. Everywhere we turn in the black neighborhood, you see a Blake Megas sign. Blake Megas won't come back here.
Mr. Kevin.
He got one of his token friends with him.
Mr. Kevin, I mean, I know Mr. Shadu Lewis, and I don't think that he would be doing that.
You see, that's the problem we have, and you always think he don't do it. Shadu Lewis always was a sellout. See, y'all let him play that political game with y'all as a leader, but behind closed doors, he is selling our people out. I mean, when Freddie DeCurr went sit down at the corner of the courthouse, he had his token Negro on the side of him with Shadu Lewis.
Oh.
And I understand he lost family member, but yet still you don't have to incriminate the whole black community because of your loss. If anything, try to change your way and get away from these white people that's really putting the bondage on the black children. And see, that's the thing we don't want to talk about, because some of us want to be Shadu Lewis' friend or other black candidates. And what the man said earlier, we have to question them like they opposite, because they get our votes, and then once they get in, they tell us they can't do nothing, but all before they gonna do this, they gonna do that, and then once they get in, I'm gonna have to get it next term. Y'all vote for me then.
Yeah, Mr.
And it's the same that we got to keep letting these people cast out classism to protect them and their family.
Yeah,
I don't live off my people. I live with my people, and this is what our black candidates been doing.
Mr.
Living
Kevin,
off our people.
Mr. Kevin, no. What I'm trying to say is that, we could air out our dirty laundry. But I would prefer us doing that when indeed, like say, the person could be there to defend themselves. So, like with me, I'll tell you about the former principal of Lurville High, Russell Erickson. I'll tell you how no good he was.
You dealt with him, and all I'm saying is, because we know these people, don't mean we can't add their dirty laundry, because number one, they're public servants. These people are getting paid to represent the people, not themselves. And we got to stop having this sympathy for these black people that's going to run, want to be leaders, and scared of these white people. I'm tired of hearing black people talking that talk, and then when they get on the side of the white people, they want to get hugs and kisses. Knowing these people don't want us in their politics, but yet still we play in it, and then we let these black people get played with, and we feel we can't question them. But our tax dollars go into their check to represent the people, not themselves and their family. So if you're going to run for any office, we should know all your background. That way the white folk can't throw nothing in a fire saying, look, this is what y'all black candidates, and that's how they holding our black candidates hostages, because, number one, they got something over their head. So don't feel sorry for these public servants because they're asking us to come represent us. And if we can't represent us and sending them to a dog fight knowing they're chickens, then we lose the fight anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So ask the question that we need to know. We need some fighting because these white people in government is ignorant, racist, and they don't want to share the power. And it's time for us to get what's just due to us.
So let me ask you this. Are you running for any office, will be running for any office? Are you totally against that type?
Let me put it to you like this. The white guy came to me. He wanted to sponsor me to run for state rep against Marcus, okay?
Oh, I would have took that one.
But listen to me. I'm still playing the white man's game with this politics. The only way I'll run for politics is to disband it and start it and put the rules and regulation of ignorance. Because if we're going to be leaders, it's for all the people, not just certain few people. As you notice, these Republican Party is losing their mind what they have left about us and the diversity. And you got Clarence Thomas and the Oreo cookie man who will turn over affirmative action with these other white appointees. You got Donald Trump breaking crimes that nobody ever thought could be broken. And yet still, they're tough on crime. But yet still, when it comes to black crime, they ain't want our black people to get out of jail and find a good job because now you got to go register and pay for the rest of your life to be free.
Yes.
They did their time. They should have to be paying for no crime that they already did the time for.
Yes.
So the only way I'll run for politics if they disband it and start it again where they got rules and regulations to people who want to be leaders to really lead all these people and not just a few people. Because without black people, this country would not survive. And that's what I be trying to tell some of my white clients that be listening to me. It hurts you when it hurts black people. Think about your children. Because they're the ones being affected with this ignorance about not learning their African history. Because African history is world history.
Yes, that is correct.
That's why these white folk don't want it to be taught because it will show all the ignorance they did to black people. And they don't want their children to know about it. So keep talking about this thing. We are woke now and we cannot be edited.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Kevin. The attorney is on. Attorney Dwyer.
Good morning, Attorney Smith.
Good morning. How are y'all?
All right, and yourself?
Missing you in the studio. I'm pretty sure you wear the better crawfish and crabs there this morning.
Okay, I'm gonna get directly to the. I'm gonna get directly to the point. This is my disclaimer. Oh no, you got to do your disclaimer, huh?
Sure. Let me throw out my disclaimer. So any information obtained here today is strictly informational. No attorney-client relationship or privilege has formed. And of course, if y'all need to get in contact with me, my number is 337-534-4020. Once again, 337-534-4020.
Okay, so I have a question for you right now. A lady called. She said that her son was in the car with 4 other men. They found 4 weapons. No one claimed the weapons. So all 5 was charged with the same charge. And she wanted to, and she asked, is that legal? Well, I didn't understand why 5 men was going to be riding together in one car unless they're some band members. But you have a different take because it's a legal question.
Sure. So it's absolutely legal because what the issue is, they don't know who the gun belongs to, and or the guns rather belong to, and because nobody's claiming them, everybody's going to get that charge until they get down to the bottom of it, and then some of them might be dismissed from the case.
So, what about the fingerprints and everything? You saying that once they do the fingerprints, ballistics report.
Right, because at the time that they stop them and arrest them at the vehicle, they don't have any of that information. Of course, they have to send that stuff off and get the information from the lab. So during the meantime, everybody's going to get that charge until they can get down to the bottom of it and see about fingerprints and all of that.
Yes, I did did feel like that, and I couldn't understand how you get full weapons. You know, where y'all getting those weapons from? And if y'all riding with each other, y'all must not be of age to be having your own vehicle or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, weapons are really bad right now.
Yes, yes.
Well, right now, good morning, Attorney Smith again. You're listening to Attorney Smith in the Ask a Lawyer segment. One of the things I want to ask you is concerning right now all the Republicans-led states. I'm gonna just say it like that. They're mostly Republicans-led state. They wants to track people personal data, those who have their medical history, especially women who have, might be looking to get an abortion or might be looking to go across state lines and purchase the abortion pills. And the issue is it legal for these attorney general to acquire your personal information? That is a very troubling thing if they go acquire your personal information, especially your medical information, because you want to seek a step across state lines and get the abortion pill, which is legal in most states, but only in these Republican-led states where the state legislature have passed laws to make it illegal. What's your take on that?
Right. I mean, my take on it is it depends on what they're trying to get the information for, because, of course, we always have the HIPAA laws, so we want to make sure that we're in compliance with HIPAA. So I'm not quite understanding. I don't have enough information on that as to why they would need that information, unless it's something, that it's breaking the law or something. Other than that, it doesn't matter what they're doing if they're going to another state to get an abortion or whatever they're doing in another state.
Yeah. Well, that goes to the fact of policing women's body, because it's not just with the abortion issue. It's with the gender affirming issue, which in the state, that's another slippery slope. But that's all in one, let's say, in one package that they these attorney generals are trying to fight, or to put into law.
Yes.
I think there's so many other things that they could try to implement into law.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Tell us what's on your radar this week concerning child support.
Well,
it's the same old thing.
I know. Well, I know y'all talk about me all the time, but I'm actually getting ready to go on vacation again.
Okay.
So that's what's on my agenda. No child support.
No child support. Well, again, I asked this question last week. A personal friend of ours asked us about this young man who's being harassed by the female he had children with, and harassed to the point of they keep bringing him back to court over and over again to raise the child support. Does Louisiana set a limit on your, let's say, the amount of what a person can legally pay? Let's say the payments are more than what that person is making when it adds up. It's a balance that they use. What kind of formula do they use?
So what happens is right now, because remember we talked about that last week in the state of Louisiana, at this time, $100 is the minimum amount that anyone can pay for child support. Now, as far as the maximum amount, that would just depend on how much money that they're making. If she's trying to keep bringing him back to court and nothing has changed, there's been no material change as far as him with an increase in income or her with a decrease in income, I mean, that's frivolous because there's no change. But like I was telling y'all last week, the state of Louisiana, if the child support case is through the state, I think it's every 3 years that the state can do a review just to see if the child support is still at the current price that it should be, or if it needs to be adjusted. I don't know what to tell him as far as if she keeps bringing them to court and there's been no change in his income or her income, because that really wouldn't rise to the level of a TRO or a protective order or anything like that. But the court can see based on the income that that's frivolous, and I would imagine that the court would admonish her on that to not be wasting the court's time when there's not going to be a change in the child support calculation.
Yes, and a few a few ladies had asked me this particular question, is that when the son has to go for child support, they don't, in Iberia Parish, or I guess that's like that all over, but they don't allow the mother to go in to hear what's being done, and their sons have told them that they talk to them any kind of way. They want to like just one particular girl, a lady, call her a lady, one particular lady is so cruel and so mean to them, and she's a black lady. I can't think of her name offhand, but I know she has, I can't think of her name. All right. But so you're saying is that when they do go back there, if they're not represented by a lawyer and their mother or the father wants to go in their little interrogation office, that's legal?
So they do it a couple different ways. What you're describing to me, it sounds like maybe they take them in a room and they're trying to work out a number as opposed to actually putting on a hearing with the numbers. They do that all the time. So if they're trying to work something out as far as the child support, I mean, that's totally legal. And I've expressed this on a number of occasions. I would advise anybody to get an attorney for child support now. It used to be that you shouldn't have needed an attorney for child support because it's strictly numbers. They're just looking at the gross pay. And that goes to Brother Jay's point from earlier about the amount of money that people are making. So is the amount of money that you're making before taxes is what they use, and that's for both parties. So, I mean, it used to be that they would just add those numbers up, you get your child support number, and that's that. But now, some of that stuff is not being added up properly, so I would advise y'all to get an attorney to go with y'all for child support to make sure that it's properly done.
Okay, yes. And the attorney continuously say the first line of defense when you're being charged with child support is to do a DNA. The first line of defense.
Correct. You always want to do that because you don't want to wait until the child is 15, then you learn that the child is not yours. Do a DNA test from the beginning, and then you won't have those doubts.
Which that scenario has happened several times, and everything. And have you ever heard of a case where the mother had charged the father with child support, and in like 10 or 12, 15 years later, he done a DNA and it wasn't his child? Have you ever heard of what would be the consequences against the mother that lied, or maybe she didn't know? Have you heard of that?
So here's the problem with that is, and we've talked about this before, is the state is immune from any liability with anything like that. But the father can get with an attorney and sue civilly to try to get any monies back. Now, I have not personally heard of any cases where anybody has done that and been successful, but that would be the remedy. Again, if you would get a DNA test at the beginning, you don't have to worry about that at the end.
Yes, that's the truth.
Another thing that's making the news, if you are what you are categorized as a juvenile. Now we know the state of Louisiana, because of the overcrowding and the issues, had to incarcerate people who are deemed juveniles in Angola State Penitentiary. Well, there's an article, a couple of news articles came out last week concerning how some of the kids were left in the sweltering sun and heat, high heat areas. What can one do as a parent or a guardian or a loved one to get the state? Can you file something against the state concerning that? That's a question I asked. I got asked in a tweet.
I've heard of people filing lawsuits against the jail talking about the treatment.
Right. Well, when it comes to a juvenile, you know.
Right. Because on behalf of them, that would be what you would do because they're a minor. Of course, you can also reach out to your state reps, congressmen, all of them, and talk to them about the situation and try to see if you can get something done that way as well.
Yeah, because, I mean, I know these laws in the state of Louisiana concerning juvenile justice need to be reformed. There's so many embarrassing things that has been going on.
And Attorney Dwyer, what is the definition of transfer of evidence? I kind of got an idea in a layman term, but I would like to have an official term.
Are you talking about as far as in a criminal sense?
Yes, in a criminal case where they're asking for the transfer of evidence when indeed it wasn't in the person file before. So why wasn't the evidence in the guy file before? You understand?
You're talking about discovery. Discovery sounds like.
That's what it is, discovery.
Okay, so it sounds like you're bringing up a discovery issue. So they have this case called Brady versus Maryland, which you hear on TV all the time where they talk about Brady violations. This is what they're talking about. So the government in the federal sense, and then the state, if it's a state defendant, they have the prosecutor's office. They have a duty to turn over all information that they have, all discovery that they have, both what's called inculpatory and exculpatory. So one is evidence that would tend to prove that the defendant did not do what they're saying that they did, and one is showing, evidence that would be against the defendant. So both of them, they have the duty to turn over all of that information in their file. So it sounds like what you're saying is maybe they turned over some of the discovery and then later they're contending that they had some other evidence that they did not initially have.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Because as defense attorneys, we file what's called a motion for discovery, and then the prosecutor's office is supposed to give us everything that they have in their file. So that's including written evidence, like police reports, statements, videos, recordings, like everything that they have.
And so
that may be a Brady violation if they didn't turn over all the information. Because I don't know the specifics of it, but just going on the basic information that you're giving me, that's what that sounds like. It could be.
Yes, and so that would be considered prosecutorial misconduct. However, what's the misconduct? Because they don't do nothing to them.
So the misconduct is they're supposed to turn over everything that's in their file. I know a lot of prosecutors' offices that have what's called open file discovery, which is basically you can go to their office at any time and they'll open a file to you and you look at everything. Like I said, they're supposed to give you everything. So if they're not giving you everything, that could be considered prosecutorial misconduct because they have a duty to give us all the information.
Okay, Carla, you have a question or comment for the attorney?
Well, yes, I have a question for the attorney.
Yes, you're on, ma'am.
Yes, thank you for taking my call. The other day I took a friend of mine to the doctor because she didn't have a ride to get there. She had a 8 o'clock appointment, and when we got over there, the receptionist told her she was a minute late and she couldn't see the doctor. But therefore, they sent her a bill saying that she was a no-show for that day. Is she responsible to pay that bill?
Damn. You heard Attorney Dwyer?
Yeah, I heard it. I would definitely tell her to call or either go to the doctor's office, because if she came and they didn't see her, she shouldn't be responsible for a bill saying that she's a no-show when she actually did show up for the appointment.
Right. You heard, ma'am?
What did she say?
Okay.
I didn't hear.
What she was saying is that, she should go to back to the doctor to let him know. To let them know that she wasn't a no-show. She came there.
And they said she was a minute late and she couldn't see the doctor. But my clock had a time, and then the lady clock had a time.
I'm so sorry she had to go through that. So, Attorney Dwight, you telling her to go back and let them know that she was there?
Right. It sounded like it was just a misunderstanding.
It sounded like it was just a misunderstanding of a minute, huh?
Yeah, a minute. She was a minute late, the receptionist told her.
Oh, now you see that kind of receptionist, she could have still worked her in.
Well, that's what I told her. I said, we go back there and we stay, we go to see the doctor, and sometimes it's an hour before we get to see him. And y'all going to stop her from seeing the doctor because she's a minute late?
Right. Yeah. Because sometimes they're supposed to at least give you a little grace period, 5, 10, 15 minutes. I mean, they should give you a grace period because that's what happened.
That's what I thought, when I took her over there and the lady said a minute late. I was like dumbfounded myself. A minute late?
A minute late.
Yeah, that sounds ridiculous.
She said that sounds ridiculous.
It sure was to me because I'd never heard of that before.
With the doctor's office because that makes no sense.
So you want her to go back over there with the bill, she say?
I would.
Yeah, I would. She said she would. I would too. And
I'm gonna take her back over there, and I'm gonna, sometimes people need somebody to talk for them.
Yes, that's the truth.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna tell them what I think about it.
And you could tell them what I think about them too.
Not only do they have a bill,
all right, thank
you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I was like maybe about 10 minutes late for an appointment, but I got to this, and I left in ample time. I got to this red light, and I listened to almost a song and a half at this red light. So had the red light been doing what it should have been doing, which is programmed by the engineer who apparently supposed to be programming it, I wouldn't have been late. But I guaranteed you, if indeed they would have told me a no-show or that I had to pay for it, I'd have told them, look, you ain't got to worry about me coming back here no more.
Do your AI homework, because those cameras are programmed to, some of them got sensors. Not all the cameras that are watching you for running a red light. Some of them are to see if, to sense that there's no traffic. And if you don't have a highly traffic, the light's going to be timed out differently.
Well, then this one is in the heart of the traffic.
Okay.
Something wrong with that particular light.
Well, I got good news for Attorney Dwight.
Okay.
The veto override session wasn't the way these Republicans wanted it to go. But I'm going to go to the crux of what we were concerned about, House Bill 85. It said lawmakers largely steer clear of the criminal justice veto. Legislation to deny parole to dangerous offenders as defined by Representative Larry Friedman, House Bill 188, came up short in a 67-29 veto session override vote. The bill was unnecessary because such provisions are already in existing law, according to the governor. And here's the second one, and I'm going to let you comment on this. Representative Mike Johnson, Republican, Pineville, indicated before the veto override session he would not bring up House Bill 85. That's the one we all concerned about, which would require onlookers to remain 25 feet away from police in action. The proposal will be brought up again next year with a new governor in office, and they probably going to get a more favorable governor if we elect someone who everybody's talking about.
Who are they talking about?
Well, we got one person who's a strict law and order candidate, and even a tinge of racism, according to a lot of experts out there. According to the articles, there's a big article about how he used racism in his pursuit of justice.
Oh yeah. Okay. We can't say
the president
who it
attorney.
is.
Well, no, that's the president attorney general. I mean, he's been written about.
Oh,
right here.
yeah.
Here's the article right here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the thing is, why they
That's-
want to bring them to vote up for House Bill 85, because it might be more favorable to them passing it.
Right. And House Bill 85 stated what?
That a person would have to be, could have to be away from a police officer, couldn't get within 25 feet. And the concern was by civil rights activists that it would be used in a negative way to to stop people from videotaping
So they can't record it.
certain actions by law enforcement that might be deemed unnecessary or illegal.
Oh, I'm glad that one didn't pass.
Right. Well, it passed, but the governor, he override it. But they went back to override his veto, but he didn't bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah, so
all right. That's
we
politics.
talked extensively about that bill, and that's why this election season is to some people is going to be critical. Those who want to participate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely, and we've discussed that ad nauseum before. So I think that was the right decision on that.
Yes, and back to criminal misconduct. There was a case where this principal was supposed to attend a conference and he didn't, and he was involved in a lot of drugs and prostitution, and the school board, Iberia Parish School Board, they gave him the option. He either was going to get fired or he had to resign, and they gave him the option. So he took the option of resignation. Should he have had that type of option?
I mean, I don't know if he should have, and I don't know the circumstances of why they did it like that. It might be a publicity thing to try to make it look like he resigned instead of getting fired. I know a lot of employers give that option sometimes, depending on, they don't want any negative blowback or anything like that. So they basically getting fired, but they're saying, hey, you have the option to say you resign.
Yes.
Thing.
Okay, and I wanted to say this too. Out in Iberia Parish, we lost a tremendous warrior back then, Miss Clara Carrier, who was on the school board. And this case that I have with the newspaper articles in my hand, showing that the principal was Russell Erickson and everything, but he has the opportunity to resign, and by him resigning, that meant that he keeps all of his benefits.
That's the Daily Iberian.
Right. Yeah.
Or the Advocate.
No, this is the Daily Iberian. Yeah, he keeps all of his.
And that's from what year that was? That's all pretty old.
Yeah, well, things are factual. I mean,
I'm just saying that's old. How many years? That's over 15?
20.
20. Okay. Wow, you've been doing this for a long time.
Yes, indeed, but
Attorney Dwight needs you right quick. She's
right. That would be considered white collar crime, wouldn't it?
Right. In a sense. Yeah.
In a sense. Okay. All right, Attorney Dwight. What's up for your Horizon? Attorney Dwight, maybe you.
Yes, I'm here. On which front? On like criminal law, family?
No.
Like which front?
Oh, I wanted to tell you that we in the making of trying to get a date at AOC for the I think it's the session.
Oh, perfect. Succession's correct clinic.
Right.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Once
So
we get that date, then we can send out that. We'll advertise it. But this one will not be like the Wills Clinic, because the Wills Clinic, y'all were able to leave with your actual will. You won't be able to leave with any succession documents. This will actually just be more informational more than anything else. And then after that, I plan on doing an expungement clinic.
Oh, yes, indeed. That expungement clinic, too, is needed in our community.
Yeah, yes.
And what is expungement?
So expungement is basically, I'm trying to see how to put this because it doesn't make it go all the way away. So it makes it where the public and certain people cannot see something. So let's say if there were some charges filed against you, because you can also expunge, arrest, and all of that as well. So let's say if you had a conviction and you get it expunged or taken off of your record, if somebody goes to try to look that up at the courthouse, they can't even find it. It's no record of it. Now, they have some agencies, of course, like the police agencies. I think maybe if you try to go to law school, medical school, something like that, and they run an extensive background check, it may still come up, but it's not going to be available to the public. So that's what that is.
Okay, it's not going to be available to the public. However, sometimes when people don't disclose about them being convicted of something, and just through a regular application check, it shows that they were convicted of it, and so the employer sees that as lying. So why does it come up so easy for us?
And that's the thing. Unless you get something expunged, it usually comes up like that. You can even, because everything that's filed at the courthouse, that's public records. So that means that the public can literally go in there and say, hey, let me see the file for such and such, and let me see what's in there. And the clerk's office has to give it to you because it's public records, unless it's something that's sealed or expunged, which means that the public cannot view it.
Okay. All right. And the only way you could get something expunged is through an attorney.
Not necessarily. They have some people that try to do them on their own, but the problem is if something is not properly done, you have to pay for it again. So there's already fees that come with the expungement. $550 to the different state agencies like the clerk's office, state police, the arresting agency, and if it's a DUI, DWI, then it adds, I think, an extra $100 on it. So those are the fees that go to those agencies. So let's say you try to do an expungement by yourself and it's not done correctly. If you have to file it again, then you have to pay that money again. And then, of course, if you hire an attorney, additionally, attorney's fees as well.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
It's my understanding that they have some stuff that's coming up through the legislature, though, where they're trying to change the laws on expungements, though, to make it more accessible for the public and make it easier for people to expunge things off of their record, though.
Okay. And another thing, how is it that one of the laws, the state of Louisiana law, has that if you're the parents or the grandparents of a child that was killed in a facility, you go to hire a lawyer. However, the mother has the right over the mother of the children has the right over the actual parents. That's one of the most ridiculous law, because sometimes you may have just made a baby with somebody that's a drive-by, and they come out pregnant, and that supersedes your authorities as the parents of the young man. You understand?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
No, I get you. So it depends on the context that you're talking about it in. So let's say if the guy that you're talking about that's in prison has a baby with somebody, and you're talking about a succession. So yeah, so the mother as the natural tutor of, and I'm talking about the mother of the kids, not his mother, the mother of the kid is the natural tutor of the child. So it would be her responsibility or her duty to bring something on behalf of the child. It wouldn't be the father's mother.
It wouldn't be the father's mother or the parents in general. You know, I just feel so that's a ridiculous law, because of the simple fact you go and you make the baby, and now you supersede all of the mother and father and the grandfathers, all of their work from them raising the young man.
Well, so what happens in that context is it goes down the line of succession. So if he passes away and you're trying to get something done for his kid or his kids, that would be the mother of the children. It wouldn't be his parents. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about another situation where maybe he's sick or in the hospital or something like that, and you're talking about life support, something like that. If they're not married, okay, that would be a situation for the parents in that instance.
Right, I understand exactly what you're saying. However, when you go to get the lawyer, and you thinking that you can get the lawyer, the mother and the father, and which the children are automatically included anyway. You think of the mother and the father who raised the kid, and the children come in anyway. But for some apparent reason, they say their case is, they call it a number. You can't even bring that up because he has children.
Mm-hmm.
Because
in the line of succession, it would be the kids, not his parents.
Okay.
And then the mother would have to bring it on behalf of the kids because they're minors.
Yes, the mothers. Yes. All right. Attorney Dwyer.
Anything else you want to add, Attorney Smith? I know you got a busy day as you prepare for another long vacation. Look how I said that, another. I'm wrong for that. And she's a lawyer.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Listen, though, we work hard, so we have to play hard as well. And
that's the truth. That is.
Wow, that's one I never thought of. Work hard and play hard.
Yeah, okay. That is the truth. That's ideal.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, that is about it. I just hope that everyone has a great rest of the week. And if y'all need to get in contact with me, my number is 337-534-4020. Once again, 337-534-4020.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. And thank you for being a spectacular, smart attorney, and beautiful on the outside as well as in the inside.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. So, you know, I believe in showing our news clip, because sometimes people will come and tell you, well, I know you got that from the top of your head, but I need something in writing. Well, this is something in writing. If you look, the judge, teenager was found not guilty, cleared of charges of battery on a police officer. Now, this is Chad Hazelwood Jr., who is from Lurville. His father is Chad Hazelwood Sr., who was a state trooper, and you could see that this article was like Friday, August the 9th of 2002. Yes, I went back in my catalog to bring out bring it out, because this Deshauna was beaten by this grown man, and you could add like 100 more pounds to him like right now, and it just goes to show you how people get rewarded. A lot of them get rewarded, you know. So you got to remember that things that we may have done or things that we got blamed for doing, you know, we don't have that get out the jail card like other people do. So just be careful, just be mindful. Just like with the 5 men riding together, y'all not a band member, and where y'all was planning on going. 4 weapons that was found. Something is just not right with that. One of the callers had asked that. Why did they charge? Her son didn't have the weapon.
Right.
But the other 4 guys, but all 5 of them was charged with the weapon.
Right.
You know, so weapon and so we got to be careful with that. We have, what else you want to talk about?
Well, open the lines.
Okay, the lines are open. You could call in. We have about 15 minutes. Whatever it is that you want to discuss, please.
We are interactive and live. Call us at area code 337-534-0036. That's 337-534-0036. On the Open Line Radio Show on KIEE 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana.
Yes, the lines are open. Call us at 337-534-0036 on the Open Line Radio Show here on 88.3 FM and AOC Community Media as Cox 15. Shout out to the team over there at AOC Community Media.
And while we waiting for y'all to call in, I have another article, and this one was dated 5/17/2023, Brother Jay.
Okay.
The U.S. must tackle police brutality against black people head on, UN expert says. Okay, all right, we got a caller. Caller, you have a question or comment? You're on.
I got a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Comment. My little nephew was going to, that's in Iberia Parish. He was going to the junior high school over there. And he was being bullied the last year. So his mom sent a hardship letter to send him to another school. But then she gets a letter a couple of weeks ago saying that he got to go back to the junior high school where he was beaten up and done whatever to him. And now the little boy is like, he's sad because he got to go back to that school and face those same bullies.
You know what? These people in authority, they lack compassion. Like, it's just unbelievable. Do you think I'm going to go back to a school where they used to beat my tail left and right? No, that's the purpose of the hardship letter. You know, who is her school board member? Whatever area she's in, you need to find out who the school board member is. All right. Have a copy of that letter, and I'm a promise that I'm gonna go to the principal, because she got to go to the principal first, and then if the principal don't adhere to it, then she go to the school board. But she need to also let her representative, or whatever district she in, she need to let her representative know that this is what happened, and this is why I don't want my child going back over there. They have to do things better than that. And some of these people that's in these positions, you know, they some really foo-foos and some irresponsible human beings. You know how you do.
Because he got his grades back up. He was on the honor roll back again at the new school he was, because he didn't have to worry about being hit and beaten. And you go to the principal and stuff, and they just turn a deaf ear on that.
Okay, you understood what I just told you to do.
Yes, I sure did.
You get back in touch with Brother Jay or myself to let me know when is her day to go before the principal. And when she go there, she want to make sure that she gave the letter to whoever represent her in whatever district that is, because I don't know the districts over there. And go over there, and if the principal do not agree to accept her or him at that school, then we take it to the school board. Somebody on the
because Khadijah, he's doing so much better. He's playing basketball and everything. When he was at that other school, he stayed, couldn't sleep, worrying about them big boys beating on him.
Do this immediately. And I'm going to give you my private number, my cell number. Or I'm going to give you my cell number. Okay, baby? Wait,
all right.
Stay on. Hey, my number.
Okay, she giving the number. Again, people, you're looking and listening to the Open Line Radio Show on 88.3 FM and AOC Community Media, Cox 15. Another great way to watch this show and listen, you could open up your Fire Stick and go to your Silk browser. Everybody has a Silk browser on their Fire Stick, and you could put in www.aocinc.org, the / watch, and you're watching it on your Fire Stick. So many ways to listen and look at the Open Line Radio Show.
Ollie, you have a question or comment? You're on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to make a comment about the young lady with her son in the car. I do have a son, and he's been caught up with some stuff like that before. To me, they should change that law. Instead of charging everyone in the car, that driver is responsible for everyone in that car. So to me, that's who should be charged with everything. Even when they find weed in the car, anything, that driver. Then after that, he might open or she might start opening their mouth to say what belongs to whom.
So your son or daughter got caught in that same scenario?
Yeah, I have a son. He always getting caught some kind of weed.
Oh, no.
At the wrong time, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel where she's coming from, but to me, they really need to change that law.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then you got to make sure that you find money where you really don't have money to make sure that he's represented rightfully. Yeah.
I mean, thank y'all.
Thank you. You see,
That's the best interest for them to keep that law. The criminal justice lobbyists who go to Baton Rouge and push those representatives to make those laws. That way, it's more easier for somebody to squeal on somebody else and say they did something, even when they might really not know anything about it.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
There's a vested interest for the authorities to keep that law.
Yes, and I wanted to also say, Brother Jay, that Sister Janice had called, and again she wanted to thank us for doing the program honoring, Real Talk, honoring the Honorable Takuna Malana El Shabazz. It was Sister Janice, Sister Susanna, and me. And myself, all right, and we did a really good TV interview honoring Brother Takuna Malana El Shabazz. He also has a building that was named after him, the Harambe Center, that was named after Brother Takuna Malana El Shabazz. And in the future, we want to show some more clips, show how. It's one thing that he had said. They may have said some things, but nobody could ever call him a liar, because everything that he said, he spoke truth to power.
Okay. And,
I'm not finished.
Okay, that was truth to power.
Yeah, okay. And this is what else they were saying. U.S. must tackle police brutality against black people head on, UN experts said. The U.S. must move beyond piecemeal reform and slogan making and tackle the ongoing scourge of police brutality and law enforcement discrimination against black people. A United Nations mission has concluded at the end of a historic 2-week tour of the country. Now, let's just say this. I really believe that we do have some good police officers out there, some that are compassionate and understanding and all of that. I do believe that. And I also believe that, yes, they do put their lives on the line every day. What I feel is that if they could see us as they see their mothers, their grandmothers, their wives, their daughters, their sons, their grandkids, if they could see us in them, which is factual, they wouldn't be so rude and obnoxious. I would be one of the first ones that would say, give them the right type of pay increase. They deserve it. Because I feel like if you're paying them really good, you're paying them really good money to do the job that they've been invested to do, then they're going to do things more on a professional level. I also believe that police officers need to, even if they had more education, I don't think more education, whether you got an associate, a master, a bachelor, whatever you have, you should be able to look at us like the human beings that we are and everything like that, and look at us. I'm not trying to tell you don't see no color. I want you to see my color. I'm proud of my color. But what I want you to understand is that I bleed, you bleed, we all bleed red. I think I got that from Mr. Kevin. And so we have to remember that when you're in these positions, do what you're supposed to do the right way. Be respectful. I don't have to call you out of your name. I don't have to call you what I think I want to call you. I would be respectful because I want to live another day so that I could fight this. I tell people that I come across with, look, you need to have your driver's license, your identification, your insurance, and your registration. All that you need to have in your glove compartment box or in one envelope, so that when they tell you, when you get stopped, when they tell you, hey, I just need you to do this. Okay, keep one hand up so that they could see it at all time, and slowly move and go get your information. But don't ride dirty. And when I say don't ride dirty, I mean if you got a busted tail light, that's probable cause for them to stop you. If you speeding and you know you shouldn't be speeding, that's probable cause. I've heard people have called and say that, you know, they was just smoking marijuana and got stopped. Well, I don't think you could get a charge for smoking marijuana, but I'm not a whole 100% sure. I thought the state of Louisiana, we had passed that. And another thing, people, we need to take good care of our health. You need to go ahead and get a mammogram. That's once a year for women. You need to get a mammogram. That's once a year for women. You also need to get a colonoscopy. A colonoscopy, that's for both of us. That's for men and women. You need to be able to get that because sometimes you have polyps that you wouldn't ordinarily find or see, or that it would come out. But we need to get a medical expert, Brother J, to come out and talk about what's going on with our health. And the lines are open. We have like 10 more minutes, and the phone is not ringing. Oh, well, let me continue to read my article. The UN experts completed their first official visit to the U.S. as part of a system of global inquiries set up by the Human Rights Council after the police murder of George Floyd in May 2020. As they ended their tour on Friday in Washington, D.C., the experts called for a nationwide commitment to address discrimination suffered by Black Americans in their daily dealings with the law. And this you could find, and this was the 5th month, 17 of 2023. That's just right around the corner.
Well, my other wish also is...
I'm not... go ahead.
You're not finished?
No.
Okay, you're not seeing me on the monitor? Okay, I got you there. The other wish is to somewhat, how can we as a group in South Louisiana, and we got several other people, everybody doing the same, they want to do the right thing. How can we get to some of the young people who are making those bad decisions concerning that gun violence? How can we reach out to them? And is it a thing where it's culture dictating the way people act? Or is this a system forcing people to act that way? When you have 3 years old getting shot in your house, you can't keep your baby safe.
That is so ridiculous. You know what? And complacency. You know what? If that had been my neighbor, well, regardless, it's horrific. If y'all feel that y'all need to be toting around weapons and shooting like that, and don't even know y'all multiplication timetable, you know, if y'all feel like that, then y'all in the wrong environment. And I'm only talking to these so-called wannabe thugs, because that's all they are, just some wannabe. At one time, we could have talked back and forth with each other. If we fought with each other, that fight finished right then and there. Either you lost or I lost. But at least we didn't have to worry about our parents crying, our family members done lost somebody. It's a $1 million question. You know, y'all get behind them little, what's those little games called? Them PlayStation. Y'all get behind them PlayStation or them Xbox, and that stuff desensitize you. It actually desensitizes you. I'm looking at you're like just shooting somebody. Like, I mean, it's not somebody, but it's a silhouette of someone. It desensitizes you. So all I could say is that there's other ways of handling dispute. There's other ways of people that you don't like or may have disrespected you. There's other ways to handle that. And it's called intelligence. It's called intelligence.
Mass media and us, I'm going to say us, parents, and generational, we could help contribute to that.
I know you say us parents.
Did we see this coming down the line, that this how it would explode in certain communities?
I know you say us parents because you have to generalize all of us.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Caller, you're on.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
This is for Brother Jay. I just got through reading an article in the Daily Iberian about the parishes with the most prison incarceration.
Yes.
And it's not a good read for Louisiana.
But it's factual.
Yeah, that contributes to why people culture in Louisiana.
Well, you know, no matter how you look at it, I mean, you could get arrested, and we all could get arrested. If we're not immune to being arrested. You could get arrested, and you go and you go ahead and you try to get the bond or whatever. You got to pay the bondsman and stuff like that. Then when you go to court, the district attorney has the power to say, well, I want to take this to court. The district attorney has the power to say, well, look, since I know you, Mr. Romero, I'm going to go ahead and just let you slip and slide. You know, they have the power. If indeed we all was fair, and that's what I'm talking to. I'm talking to humanity. If indeed we all was fair, then whatever little Mary got, I should get this. I should get the same thing. She gets a second chance. I should get a second chance.
Well, this is what this guy who took all that classified information. He want the same treatment Trump got.
He wanted the same treatment Trump got.
He want to get out of prison and live a free life like Trump.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, I could definitely understand that. I mean, he's young, wet behind the ears. He did a foolish thing. I don't think that he should be doing 10 years to life for that, because look at what he done. Look at what Snowden done. Snowden downloaded all these files and everything, and they charged him. And look what AI is doing. AI is just
taking jobs and doing whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
AI is just
AI is corporations, is scientists, it's the people who contribute.
And that's why these writers in Hollywood scared, because they think AI is going to take their job.
AI is in the big box stores. When you go in, walk into any one of them big box stores, and I'm not naming, you are tracked. And the technology is so good that it tells what you have in your hand. And
they even saying your cell phone is the new DNA.
Yeah. And what happens when you pick up an item, it tracks you all the way to the pay counter. And if you don't pay for that, you're going to be flagged as a person who didn't pay it or
and you know
engaged in shoplifting.
Right, and you know what?
AI is pretty good on things like that, and it's still not stopping the big box stores from losing revenue, because more and more people are engaging in that type of shoplifting activity. So go ahead, sister.
All right. Since
thank y'all, and y'all have a good day.
All right, thank you, baby. One thing for sure too is the fact that they're sending out messages that, you know how they have those checkout counters where you could just go and scan the barcode, and then the barcode go ahead and tell you what the price is. Well, they're saying is that wait in line, because a lot of people that have been going to scan the barcode, they thought they didn't pay for everything. They get ready to leave, and because they thought they paid for everything and stuff like that. Again, you're talking to a computer, huh?
Apparently, the big box stores have they are not smart enough to figure that one out.
Yeah, they've been charging people with shoplifting, and when indeed they thought that they scanned, and they thought that robot or that computer picked up the code.
Well, in the overall scheme of things, to save money, the big box stores start eliminating employees. They start putting in automated tellers and so forth. But they're losing money in the long run, because more and more people are engaging in shoplifting. So when they were having paid tellers and people at the checkout cash, they were actually saving more money than the people shoplifting now.
Right. Well, I tell you one thing.
It backfired on them.
Okay, it's backfired. All right. The only way to eradicate shoplifting is that if you go ahead and you increase the minimum wage, that $7.25 is for the birds. The people need to be making some $12, $15 an hour. They need to do this, because that's the only way. You got money to pay for something, you're not going to try to take it. So they need to increase minimum wage to at least $12, $15, $14 an hour.
So, I guess you gonna increase my minimum wage, Sister Khadijah? Y'all heard her say that she's giving me a raise.
You know, they have some things that's called pro bono, and
we just talked to a lawyer.
Yeah,
about
pro
that.
bono mean you doing this for free. That's
Okay.
for sure.
Okay, sister, you want to wrap it up now?
Yeah, we want to wrap it up. We want to thank everybody that called in and participated. We really
I just want to
appreciate
ask a question.
Go ahead.
We want to. You just messed up with my flow. We want to thank everybody that called in and participated, and we want to let you know that we hear you. We are glad that you engage with us every week, every Wednesday, and that we look forward to hearing from you. Remember the VUB program, Veterans Upward Bound program. You could get in touch with Miss Linda Cockwell at 337-482-5835. 337-482-5835, and they will enroll you in programs for the veterans, and it's really good programs. Your math, your science, your English, your computer, all of that. They will enroll you in all of that. So we highly appreciate Miss Linda Cockwell and her staff.
To save the world.